And now away from that, the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto, Mathew Kukah, has said that the recent deaths at food distribution centers show how desperate many Nigerians have become. Last week, more than 67 people died in Stampedes while trying to get food aid in Oyo, Anambra and Abuja. Speaking in his Christmas message on Wednesday, Kukah said the deaths could have been prevented if the government had done more to help people struggling with Nigeria's economic problems. He described the tragedies at Okija, Ibadan and Abuja as showing the situation of desperation that citizens have been thrown into. And so to discuss this, we are joined by Executive Director, Not Too Young to Lead Initiative, Elvis Akpobi. Elvis, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hello.
Good. So Elvis, if I may ask, what are the potential governance failures that could lead to the inadequate distribution of palliative measures in response to hunger, and how can they be mitigated in future relief efforts if anyone's thinking of such?
Okay. For me, I'm a graduate of from NIMS, the highest body of policy-making body in Nigeria, and I was taught that everything rises and falls on leadership. And it's the duty of the government to provide an enabling environment, mostly with the welfare of its citizens. That's why I will commend President Tinubu in some areas, but at the moment, the welfare of the common man is key. And you agree with me that from most of the interviews I've watched, and you've even done with people, had with people, everybody's complaining with the hardship, hiking, food stuff and all that. And I think it's time him and his team sat down and make policies to regulate food prices of things in the market to be able to, create a better life for the common Nigerian. For the stampede and the palliative we experienced in the past, the past week, for me, it as a result, it reflects on, again, that there's hunger in the land. People can do anything just to, feed. Back in my state, we had, aside what the state governor did to cushion the effect of, to provide succor to its citizens, we still have individuals, privileged individuals who did that, and none was recorded. But everything still went back to, the federal government.
All right, now, Akpobi, let's talk about intervention measures that, after looking at everything that happened last week, all three stampede instances, what proper, perhaps maybe adequate intervention could be made in these situations to help prevent this kind of issue from happening again?
Okay. Like I've always reiterated in every platform, let the president and his team, maybe economic team, sit down, make policies that will regulate the prices of food in the market. One. Then two, if you're giving out palliatives, let's say you're distributing to different states, every state should have measures in which these palliatives are being given. Two, because firstly, the individual that really wanted to, provide succor for underprivileged people did that with good faith. Maybe whatever happened was because it was not in an open, it was in an enclosed space. One, let's not forget too, there are people at the moment, there were times where Nigerians were working towards saving money. But at the moment, this year, Nigerians were key towards feeding, having a meal on their table. That's to tell you the high curve of hardship and hopelessness among Nigerians. So it reflects negatively on the government, and I think Mr. President should work towards, solving that problem.
And when you say regulate prices of food, you mentioned two things there. Regulate prices of food, that's an issue that doesn't just start at the markets. It's something that perhaps has to go back the timeline. Is it with the farmers or is it with the traders? That's one. On the other side, when you say make protocol for anybody who is interested in sharing palliatives, if I want to give, do I need any protocol to give?
No, you don't need protocol. Okay, let me give you an example. I have a mentor I work with, and last week we gave a palliative, Dr. Eli Obi. Before that section where we're about giving, I spoke with him that how do we curtail these people? Because I didn't want, in Nigeria, negativity fly the most. I didn't want any negative thing to fly with the gesture I wanted to do. So I spoke with him, how do we manage these people. When I checked the crowd, the mammoth crowd outside, I just, how do we manage? He said, and this was his word, that we'll make sure we kept them not in an enclosed place. And we're able to regulate a crowd of almost 2,000, and we didn't have any casualties. So for me, in as much as you want to give out to people, you must not put them in an enclosed place, because there are people who just want to get something to eat. And whenever anybody is hungry, he or she can fit himself anywhere. He or she can step on anybody just to access whatever gift item you want to give to that person. And like I said, it reflects, it calls for sober reflection at the moment that people are doing anything just to put food on their table. So when I talked about regulating the prices of food stuff and all that, fine. If you engage some farmers, they will tell you the hike in price of food has to do with insecurity, lack of road network to where the raw materials for this for production is. Government should make all those things a thing of the past. Lately, farmers cannot go to their farm because of insecurity. Now, then motorists cannot access this farmland, and those things reflect on the prices of food items.
Well, Elvis, I want to say thank you very much for giving us your expert opinion on the matter. Thank you indeed.
Thank you for having me.